Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Let's start at verse 4. I'm going to start all the way up at 4. All right?
Oh, you know what? I'm mistaken. I don't think that's right.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 4.
Bring it out!
Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth?
The end from the beginning. All right? This history was planned out. The Most High has this thing planned out. There's no chance. There's no happenstance. What we don't understand and what's revealed in part, like the scripture explains to us, right? Which says we see through a glass darkly, we prophesy in part. What's revealed in part is the in-between. But the beginning and the end, that's set. We know that, our enemies know that, right? So he says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth? Come on.
That the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Their time is short. Though it seem long, though it tarry, wait for it. Their time is short. The triumphing of the wicked is short. Because right now they are in triumph. Right now earth is given into the hands of the wicked. But we best believe, brothers and sisters, their time is short. Come on.
And the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Right, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Hey, that's going into our people. That makes you a hypocrite if you're on their agenda, right?
Yes, sir.
And but you're talking and acting and you're our people, but you're talking and acting like them, all right? And he says, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. That's those of our people that support that stuff. Those are our people into that Christianity and stuff like that. Come on.
Verse 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens.
Space travel. Right? All his accomplishments that he's done, though this wicked excellency mount up to the heavens, come on.
And his head reach unto the clouds.
That goes with Isaiah 14 when it talks about the flight, when it talks about going into space. Come on.
Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
He gonna be like his own nasty doodle. It says, though you see all this, you best believe it, brothers and sisters, he will perish like his own dung. Come on.
They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
That's the same thing like when we read where it says, they which will see him will say, is this the man?
Yeah.
Is this that one?
He looks like dude.
Right? Come on.
Verse 8. He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found.
And he knows that. He knows that his end. Why do you think he's so obsessed with making a name? You ever see all these movies, these historical movies about these historical Edomites? I want my name to be remembered forever.
If you go to Troy, glory will be yours. They will write stories about your victories for thousands of years. The world will remember your name. If you go to Troy, you will never come home.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
That's the same thing like when we read where it says, they which will see him will say, is this the man?
Yeah.
Is this that one?
He looks like dude.
Right? Come on.
Verse 8. He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found.
And he knows that. He knows that his end. Why do you think he's so obsessed with making a name? You ever see all these movies, these historical movies about these historical Edomites? I want my name to be remembered forever. Oh, I'm going to go to the gates of Valhalla. Troy. What was that whole movie Troy about? Achilles wanted a name. You will be forgotten, he told Hector. Oh, and that's why you will be forgotten. I will be remembered in history. Because it's in their spirit that they know that they're going to be gone. What that's telling you is that after they're destroyed, after they serve in bondage and they're wiped off the face of the earth, nobody's even going to remember them.
Right.
And that's painful for them. That's dreadful. That's their worst damn nightmare. Come on.
Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Right? So like, you know when you wake up and it's like you had a dream and like it starts to escape you no matter what, right? Some people like to write it down and you just like you can't remember it, right? You're like, damn, I want to remember this dream. Damn, I knew I had some crazy dreams last night. What were they about? I have no idea. Right. I just knew they were wild. Right? I had some crazy dreams. Come on.
The eye also which saw him shall see him no more.
That's going into telling you, gone. It wiped from existence. Erased. Come on.
Neither shall his place any more behold him.
Right? Come on.
His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods.
Right? It says his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. Going into, right, we had times when he had to go into the Caucasus Mountains, right, and then came back up in the Renaissance, right? So he's letting you know what? That his hands shall restore their goods. Read on. No, I'm sorry. Is going into in the kingdom.
Right.
All right. I apologize. Is going into the kingdom. His children shall seek to please the poor. We are that poor in spirit. Right. So when it talks about that the gates are going to always be open, they're going to bring their forces unto us. All right. Come on.
Verse 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth.
Hey, and that second part, his hands shall restore their goods. When you read those scriptures in Isaiah and in Revelations that talk about they're going to bring the forces in, it's talking about the stuff they stole from us. They're basically going to restore it to us. So that's when it says his hands will restore their goods. Right. Everything they robbed and stole for us, they're going to give it back. But notice, this is where it jumps and it says his children. This goes more deeper in when they try to tell you that wasn't me. Right. I didn't do that. Right? Come on.
Verse 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth.
That's the point that I wanted. It says his bones are full of the sin of his youth, meaning it's in him. That's why when they say this, oh, but what about the good white people? There are no good white people. Right. No matter how nice they are, no matter how much they might be a friend of the mammon in the moment. Don't get fooled or deceived by that. It says his bones are full of the sin of his youth. The sin of his youth is talking about from that serpent in the garden. From that time to Cain, to that vagabond that he is, in all his iterations, to when he tried to change his name to be the Greeks, the Russians, everything else that he wanted to be. They're all Edomite races. It says his bones are full. is coded into the essence of who he is. They're full of the sins of his youth. Come on.
Which shall lie down with him in the dust.
And it's gonna go down into the dust. Hey, that's like that in Man of Steel when the Codex was in the skull, right? And that was supposed to be all the history of Krypton and stuff like that. Right. It's basically saying all that information is stored in their DNA, right? We were watching something again this weekend when I was sitting with Bishop that Deacon Abiel brought out about CRISPR. And it's this DNA coding thing and stuff like that. And we didn't get to finish it, but we're watching. It's crazy. It's on Netflix. I think it's called Unnatural Selection. And, bro, these dudes are so wild. They're doing DNA experiments like in their backyards, in their garages, bro. Wow. This stuff, you think of a lab and stuff like that. Like, so Deacon Abiel was trying to show us that piece. But now I just thought about this when it talks about this stuff being in his bones, right? And it'll lie die with him. Their DNA, bro, they were talking about like how unique it is and how it passes on. So I was talking a little bit about intelligent design, and I was saying that as I learn all this stuff, it doesn't pull me more away from the truth. It makes me realize even more that there is a higher power, right? Because of how complex we are and how we're created. So it made me think of that CRISPR thing. This is going into that. So through every generation, that thing is passed on to them. Right. Even if they're not exposed to that mindset, something in them, in their genetic makeup, makes them that way. Makes them that way. Why do you think from the freaking womb, right? They were fighting with each other. Right. Who you think started that thing? Esau. Right. And they was going at it in there, right? So it's from there that they're meant to be against us. Right. They're meant to be against us in that way. So it says this thing is in their bones. Come on.
Verse 12. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue.
You know how he hides it under his tongue? Politics, Christianity, the school system, all these other things, right? These elected officials saying, yes, we're going to, when they're pandering for our vote, all the different things that they're going to do. Right. Tell me if Biden did anything so far that he said he was going to do for the people. Or anybody before him.
Anybody.
Or anybody before him, right? Obama too, right? He looked like us, right?
Right.
Talking like them. Like Trick Baby, not Trick Daddy. Brothers was letting me say Trick Daddy for weeks whenever I would bring that up. Like that movie Trick Baby.
He a potato. He brown on the outside, but white on the
inside.
Right.
We say coconut. Brown on the outside, white on the inside. You say
Oreo.
potato.
Come on.
Oreo. Right. So it says he hide it under his tongue. He hide it under his tongue with things like Willie Lynch, with things like Christianity. This goes into all the wearing away. Come on.
Verse 13. Though he spare it and forsake it not.
So it says he spare it, meaning, you know how they say you use something sparingly? So when he's in circles around you, he'll talk a certain way, he'll act a certain way. Right. But when he's amongst all those that are like-minded with him, right? Oh, yeah. He's gonna really bring it out, because he says, though he spare it and forsake it not. So around us, they will speak a certain way and act a certain way and say, you're my brother and let's be united. But they say he don't forsake it. Don't let that fool you. So if you come across one that speaks nice and acts nice, and I've never had a problem with any of them, it is not forsaken, because it's in his bones. He can't be anything else. Come on.
But keep it still within his mouth.
But keep it still within his mouth. All right? I'm not